Spider-Man created his own sidekick that he had to destroy because after he discovered a new form of energy and invited a high school class to Horizon Labs to see it, the lab malfunctioned and the energy hit a kid called Andrew Maguire, who was a loser that absolutely no one cared about until now because thanks to Pete he became a superhero. Marvel's biggest brains tested him as he had every superpower imaginable, and since his energy is connected to the universe itself, he'll constantly grow more powerful, which is why Reed considered him the only alpha level threat on the planet. Horizon Labs paid a lot of money to Andy's family and made Pete sew suits for him to basically make Andy the commercial superstar hero called Alpha. Andy suddenly became important, but he was too arrogant and irresponsible, which Peter didn't like at all, even though MJ pointed out that Andy is doing all the things Pete would have done if it wasn't for Ben. Spidey then made Alpha his sidekick and tried teaching him as much as possible, but made the mistake of explaining to him that he might be the most powerful hero ever. So later when Peter told him not to get involved in a certain mission, he didn't listen and ended up easily taking down the villain that the Fantastic Four was struggling with and announced that Spidey is his sidekick. Peter just couldn't come up with a way to drain his powers without killing him, so Alpha just doubled down, getting with more girls while his parents managed his socials, until the Jackal heard of him and showed up to kidnap him since Andy still hadn't learned to use more than one power at a time. Jackal quickly cloned him only for Peter to soon show up and make Jackal realize that the clones had no powers. He therefore tried to harvest all his powers, but Andy would rather die than to let these powers go, as he then escapes and kills all the clones. He quickly became even more rich and globally famous, which made Peter lock himself in his lab for weeks to try and figure out a way to stop Alpha, until he went out for an Avengers call to stop Terminus from destroying Earth, where the Avengers then told him to call in Alpha, which he reluctantly did. Alpha showed up to defeat him, where in the process his energy was getting redirected everywhere, nearly crashing Aunt May and John Jameson's private jet. So after Terminus was defeated, Spidey took his weapon thingy and then tricked Andy to use it on him and take nearly all of his power away, leaving him with a fraction of it so that he can go back home and be a normal person again to mature with the power slowly.